1 year has passed since I started this YouTube channel, Morphing and Being, and I thought it'd be a good time to just reflect a bit, see how I feel now about it, what I would like to achieve going forward. So let's get into this. So first off, I do have to say it feels like a long time ago. 1 year ago, it's not that long, but feels very long. A lot has happened since. And the way I was back then, I moved out for the first time and I was in a completely new environment. I was done doing the studies on the school and I was working and I changed places. So I lived in Amsterdam for my whole life and now I was somewhere else. I didn't really know anyone in the neighborhood. So I went to this dance school and I started doing voluntary work here and also doing dance. And yeah, this way I got to be a bit social. So a lot of change, you could say. Another component was that I had a lot of time. I did work, but it was 3 days a week and I wasn't really that full. So I had a lot of time to do whatever, I guess. And I had my own place. So, yeah, a lot of time for myself as well. Wanting to make videos was something at that point that I wanted to do for quite a while already. If you watch that video back, the first thing I say is that I'm tired of procrastinating. I just wanted to do it, and it took a certain someone to say to me that things don't have to be perfect always. Can also just see it as a process. This was something that changed something inside of me, and I just started to upload for the sake of uploading. It's something I will get back to. I just wanted to materialize my thoughts. I had a lot of thoughts, a lot of views on certain topics, and I didn't want them to stay stuck in my head. And I thought a good way to do this was just starting a YouTube channel. I know somewhere in the future I want to say something, a certain something. What that exactly is, I don't really know yet. But there is something I want to say. I want the world to hear. And yeah, it was just blatantly obvious for me. The first step towards this is making myself public, putting stuff out there, materializing my thoughts with videos and putting myself online for reception back to me. And I did this for a year. I had a certain rule that I wanted to upload at least one video every week. This way I had a certain structure to follow. I had a plan. And I knew, okay, I do this once a week and then I go forward and I can focus on something else. Because normally I have something in my head and I focus on it and then it just stays there. Or I leave it, but now it's really out there. It's out. It's out of myself. It's yeah, I can move forward. That really helps with making videos. To add on this, also wanted to be comfortable talking to a camera because if you never did that, I don't think you really know that it's quite awkward if you're not really natural at it. It took me quite a while to just be able to understand how it feels talking like this. Like I have no one in front of me right now, and I still need to talk as if someone's there, right? You're watching, but I don't see that. I just see my phone on a tripod. Yeah, it's quite weird, but yeah, this is something I've gotten more used to and feel quite comfortable with now. So in summary, I just really wanted to produce. I was really consuming a lot. Also while studying, I was consuming a lot. But now shift has happened, and I wanted to produce, to get something out of myself, to get something in this world, to produce, like I said. And so I made videos about whatever came to my mind, with the rule that I wanted to do this once a week. Now, presently I have fulfilled this purpose, or these purposes, you could say. What I said, be comfortable in front of a camera. I feel quite comfortable now. Something I didn't mention, I also wanted to be a bit good at editing. Well, I'm okay now. I have a certain basis. I'm not that bad. I'm also not great at it, but quite a basis is okay. I have fulfilled this. I have made videos once every week, quite consistently. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 times that I didn't do it, but next to this, I did it once a week. So yeah, did this as well. And I materialized my thoughts. I made videos for the sake of making videos, to get myself out there, so there in the world. But time and space has changed, like things always will. That's why I named my channel Morphing and Being, because we are always being in a morphable landscape. And yeah, things will change, as it has now. I don't feel the same about making videos and about YouTube the way I felt 1 year ago. To give some context about this, I have less time now. Of course, same 24 hours in a day as Beyonce. Certain, okay, maybe I don't know. But I have less time because I am taking over a clinic from a guy which is going on pension, osteopathic clinic. I'm quite busy with that, and this coming new year, 2025, I will be working full time, and yeah, I expect myself to be quite busy. So that's one thing. So my space has changed, and also relative time has changed. I don't have just whatever time to spend on whatever. I am much more aware and conscious about the fact that time really has value. I spend a lot of time on work, and next to this, I need to spend some time on my physical training, which I highly value. And I also spend time on resting, sleeping, eating. Yeah, so I don't just have whatever time, as probably any person won't have anymore when they pursue a certain something, start working. Yeah, you really start to value time differently. And with this being said, I just don't feel like making videos for the sake of making videos, for the sake of materializing my thoughts. I don't feel like having the energy for this. I still want to make videos. This I do, but I feel now the time has come to take a step forward. I've grown since last year, and I feel I've grown so much as to take another step on the stairs. I wasn't able to reach the next step before. Now I can see it and I can reach it. So I will. And I think this next step entails that I can't really make videos for the sake of making videos and doing this once a week. I don't have the energy for this. I want to work towards something, and I will get back to this when I talk about the future. I feel now that I just want to make videos that I really want to share. Some of the older videos, not necessarily something that I had a real desire to share, but I thought I wanted to make a video a week, and I just want to materialize my thoughts and what I wanted to do. Also just make videos in general, So I just did whatever. Now I feel I want to, if I'm gonna make a video and if I respect my time, I want to make something which is valuable, I guess, and which I really feel drawn to. It doesn't always have to be super educational, but something I at least feel really drawn to. So probably I won't be uploading once a week anymore, but yeah, I will be uploading whenever I feel I really want to share something, and this will be a a sort of, yeah, mixture of having some willpower to keep uploading videos, because it's really easy to just not do it if I don't really have a lot of time anymore, but I still want to make it. So yeah, just seeing how my willpower is against my will itself. So for the future, what do I really want to achieve going forward? I feel my next real purpose is not making videos for the sake of making videos. It's making videos that I really feel like sharing, that I really feel like has value sharing. Maybe something I've learned and I want to share it. Maybe, yeah, let's see how this takes form. And I think more than that, also to work on lighting my fire. If you watched my video Issues with Anger, you will know that I have a tendency to stay flexed, to stay in my own zone, to rather be passive than active. I want to work on my fire, the characteristics of this fire inside of me, to light it forward and to, yeah, be more out there. This is already really different from 1 year ago. Probably if I look back at this video and 1 year ago, I will already see a lot of difference. But yeah, I still feel like I have a long way to go. And when it comes to the content, I think, yeah, I can share the story about how I actually came to the idea of this Morphing and Being channel. A little background about me. So I'm a osteopath. I haven't always been an osteopath. I've been in school, and while I was in school, I did, yeah, training. Taekwondo is my main basis, but just martial arts in general. And it's not that I've always really liked moving, but since I guess I was 14, 13 or 14, I started doing Taekwondo, and later I started doing different kinds of martial arts with it. And I started really discovering how morphing my body works. Looking back, I can see it a lot clearer, of course, but I was a bit chubby when I was 13, and yeah, I wanted to change this. So I did some trainings by myself. Later, of course, I did the martial arts stuff, but I gradually came to know that it's possible to morph your being, to change it. It's not a static thing, it's very adaptable. Whatever impulse you place on this body, whatever demands you place on this body, your body will react in a certain way, and it will change, it will adapt, it will morph its being regarding this impulse. It's very complex, but when I started studying osteopathy, this was actually exactly the thing, the principle that any manual therapist works with. We are trying to induce certain impulses and thereby morph the structures, the function, the movability of this being, this body, and the structures within it, the form. We want to change this, and we want to make it more movable and less immovable. The more movable something is, the better it functions. The better it functions, the better it can work on this health mechanism, which is innate in every single organism. Which gets me to, I guess, my most interested point. I am really interested in health. And I'm not claiming to know what this means necessarily. I have some ideas about it, but it's actually the fact that it's so vague that I find it so interesting, because the description of health, I think from the WHO, is like it's perceived in a certain negative. It's the it's the absence of dis-ease in different kinds of dimensions. So physically, absence of dis-ease; socially, absence of dis-ease; and I guess mentally, yeah, mentally, I haven't looked it up in a long time. Something like this. Physically, socially, mentally, the absence of dis-ease. This is what the WHO says it to be. But I feel this is a certain look on it. But actually, underneath it, there is a lot more occurring. What is health actually? And how does this absence of dis-ease emerge out of it? And when you look beyond that certain description, what can we find? I won't explain my views on this in this video. This is something I feel this is a good topic to make future videos of. But this is what I'm thinking about, and this is what I'm interested in, especially as a therapist. You are interested in health. You are interested in the absence of dis-ease. We are trying to make things easier, right? In essence, this is really what we do. Our approach doesn't have to be easy, but our end goal should be to make someone more comfortable in their being. Let it be physically, mentally, socially, however this being functions, behaves. Now, to finally, this is also something I do. I really like to yap. To get to the point is something I sometimes struggle with, and I think this will change if I work on this fire inside of me. I'm able to pinpoint things much more easy, maybe, probably. But in the meantime, you will have to do with me yapping. Maybe it won't ever stop. Maybe, who knows? But context can't hurt. So to get to what I wanted to say earlier about how I came to making Morphing and Being, it's a certain vision I had, because I did osteopathy. I was interested in evolutionary theory, and I was also interested in moving. I did Ido Portal. I really like his stuff, and I also Tim Sheaf is very interesting. And there were certain disciplines, certain directions when it comes to movement, people, cultures. I find it to be very interesting. Doing osteopathy, it's made me realize that we are really morphable, and that the body is very complex. As an osteopath, you have to know anatomy, physiology, pathology, embryology, all these ologies that exist out there. Of course, you can't know it all, but you have to have a certain basic in all of these. And in movement culture, actually this knowledge is so useful. And it's a different approach with the same principles behind it. We work with the same stuff. We work with anatomy, physiology, also pathology, also embryology. This all exists within a being's chronology and hierarchy. So there's a lot of overlap, and I've always felt this. There's so much overlap. but I don't see anyone out there really pinpointing this overlap. And I feel I can make that bridge. I feel I can make that bridge. I felt this ever since a few years ago when I've had this vision. I felt this. I know this. Yeah. I feel this is what I want to say to the world, what I want the world to hear, but I have to be able to formulate it. And I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at formulating it, but I'm not there yet. And this requires a lot of work. And as I will grow in osteopathy, as I will grow in my own movement practice, as I will grow in knowing these principles, seeing these principles behind the curtain, my throat is so dry. I'm sorry. Seeing these principles behind the curtains, linking them all together, I feel I have a lot of value to offer. That's what I feel. I have value to offer. That's why I want to make videos, to be able to let this value reach to people. Because I think the way the current understanding of training, of fitness, of health is not bad per se, but it's lacking. It's lacking a lot. And yeah, I feel I can bring a lot of value in this. But we will have to be patient. I still have to grow a lot. I have certain questions and answers in my head. And as time goes by, I will formulate these and I will understand them better and I will pinpoint them better. And I will explain what is quite vague inside my mind. So yeah, I guess that's the future. There's just so much in this world of movement in all its dimensions. So much to explore here, so much value to be extracted and extrapolated upon. Yeah. Yeah, so to bring it back to what I've always said at the end of my videos, we are morphing beings. If you don't know what I mean with morphing beings, you can watch my first video, very first video. We either morph or we die. There's not really much choice. So let's just morph well. And what I mean with morphing well, like I said just now, will get better and better defined and explained as time passes and I continue to grow. So if you are watching this, if you have watched my videos, I really thank you a lot. I will be posting less probably, and I hope that the things I do post will be of higher value. So morph well, be well. See you in the next year or the next one. Who knows? I don't know. Anything's possible. Bye.